Alright, so check it out. Before we get started on our second step, we're going to explain the differences between this pad and this pad. This one you're going to want to use when you're first starting to remove your wet sand marks, oxidation, super heavy swirls, or other heavy scratching. This one is more of a polisher. It gets a lot hotter, a lot faster, and it's with this one that you can actually burn a headlight. Now, what you see here, the grid pattern that you see in the foam pad, I actually did that with a razor blade. It basically takes a cheap, hard foam pad made by Blue Coral, and it turns it, gives it more of the characteristics of a waffle pad. It doesn't get as hot, it doesn't hot spot any places on the paint, and it also grabs the buffing compounds a little more evenly, and it just works better. So without going further in depth, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our velvet cut from Blue Coral. Like I said, you don't have to use this. This is just what I use. I don't endorse any products. I'm just here to show you how it's done. So we're going to apply this. This is going to be a lot thicker than what I put on earlier because it's not as susceptible to heat. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and get started. It's pretty easy. Now, right off the bat, you see how it's clearing up. The fogginess is gone. It looks more like a polished piece of plastic instead of you seeing the swirl marks and the excess compounds and everything. It really cleans it up. It really makes it shine. And this is the one step that's going to take what you do and make it look better than something that anybody else is going to do, because you're putting in some extra effort and it really shows. So let's keep going here. Now with the foam pad, it's going to absorb more buffing compounds than the wool pad will, so you're going to want to apply a little more often. That also keeps the plastic from getting too hot. Even though I've cut this, you can still hot spot it. You can still burn plastic, so you need to take some extra precaution. And just a little side note, on this buffer I've got it about 3.5. On a DeWalt or Makita buffer, you don't want it any higher than about 1500 RPM. Maybe even 11 to 1300 would probably be better. It's going to buff it a little slower. Won't come out quite as fast, but it's still going to look really good. So we're just going to finish up here. And that is almost all she wrote. Now, the big secret behind this is after you're done buffing it, find some new finish or some, I wouldn't use turtle wax paste, use something a little more liquefied, maybe turtle wax ice, for example. I like new finish. I'm a big fan. It's cheap, easy to come by. It's ugly, nobody else wants it, and that's exactly why I use it. It works. So just apply some new finish and you should be good. We're going to take some more pictures and post them, so that way you guys can see the further progress and you can see what it looks like when we get it put back together. But just before we go, without even waxing it, here's the difference between what we just did and a brand new headlight. reference that with the pictures that you've probably already seen of the headlight and how it used to look, and man, there's a huge difference. So we're gonna get her put back together, and you know, thanks for watching, and we'll keep you posted. If you got any questions, you know how to get a hold of me.